Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and we are back with more lyrical analyses. This time, we are doing a lyrical analysis upon the song Cult of Personality by Living Color. This is a great song, and I was like, yeah, we need to do this at some point. Let's look at some of the background um, information that is on genius.com. The classic 1988 song was released as the second single off the group's debut studio album. When we had finished making Vivid, the first single that came out was Middleman, and it did okay. And we were insisting that Cult of Personality be the next single. We really thought it would be a great single. The phrase Cult of Personality is a reference to the February 1956 speech by Russian leader Khrushchev titled On the Cult of Personality and Its Consequences, in which he condemned previous Russian leader Joseph Stalin's use of oppression and brutality. The song describes how leaders present themselves in order to obtain devotion from the masses, and how this can be a good or bad thing. Each verse gives two examples of how that is the case, and also features audio samples of speeches from different politicians and activists, including Malcolm X, John F. Kennedy, and Franklin D. Roosevelt. Cult of Personality remains the group's most commercially successful single in the U.S., peaking at number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the spring of 1989. Overseas, the song reached number 3 in New Zealand and was a minor hit in Australia and the UK. The band won a Grammy Award for the song in 1990 under the category of Best Hard Rock Performance. In recent years, the song re-entered popular culture as being the entrance theme for former World Wrestling Entertainment and current All Elite Wrestling wrestler CM Punk. So yeah, but the Cult of Personality, it the video is there's so much more with when you watch the video, but I'm just going to post the link to the video in it. I don't uh, want to risk copyright strikes. Anyway, let's look at the lyrics here. The intro is actual speech from a speech that Malcolm X was giving. He says, and during the few moments that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand. And you have that driving do 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 do. And we go into the first verse. Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. I know your anger. I know your dreams. I've been everything you wanna be. Oh. And we go into pre-chorus 1. I'm the cult of personality. Like Mussolini and Kennedy, I'm the cult of personality. The cult of personality. The cult of personality. And it takes us into the first chorus. Neon lights, Nobel Prize. When a mirror speaks, the reflection lies. You won't have to follow me. Only you can set me free. That takes us into verse 2. I sell the things you need to be. I'm the smiling face on your TV. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. I exploit you, still you love me. I tell you 1 and 1 makes 3. I'm the cult of personality. Pre-chorus 2, like Joseph Stalin and Gandhi. Oh, I'm the cult of personality, the cult of personality, the cult of personality. And this takes us into chorus 2. Neon lights, Nobel Prize. When a leader speaks, that leader dies. You won't have to follow me. Only you can set you free. And we go into the guitar solo, which is just awesome. We finish up here with an outro. You gave me fortune, you gave me fame. You gave me power in your God's name. I'm every person you need to be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. I am the cult of, 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 I am the cult of personality. When we go into a little guitar outro and we get the music stops and we get um, 2 lines, one from John F. Kennedy and one from Franklin D. Roosevelt. Ask not what your country can do for you. And then we go into FDR's. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. So yeah, it is an awesome song. Yeah, it's just wow. But let's get into this and break this down. Of course, we get the intro as uh, a line from a Malcolm X speech. And he's going, and during the few moments that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody can easily understand. Of course, Malcolm X is the great civil rights leader. Many may place him more in the category of black power, but he pushed more for peace at, in the later part of his life before he was assassinated. He was very there was a lot of force and anger behind what he often said early in his uh, career in the public. But as he got toward the end of that his life before he was killed, he was more about, you know, it was less force because, you know, he was clearly taken astray by uh, the black Muslim group who often preached a level of, you know, a level of force and violence. You must have the willingness to protect yourself. Well, after Malcolm X made his Hajj, I think that's what it's called, the pilgrimage to Mecca and Medina that a Muslim seeks to take in their lifetime. He came back. It was like he was a little more open minded because he met, it was not just brown skinned people, uh, people of African descent or Middle Eastern descent. He met people from around the world that were of the Muslim faith. And it really changed his view. But yeah. Um, but we go into the first verse. Look in my eyes. What do you see? The cult of personality. I know your anger. I know your dreams. I've been everything you want to be. Okay, so it's automatically taken that idea of you see someone famous or of some notoriety that you have set your ideas of I, uh, idolization upon. You know, they know how you feel. They know how you think because they've been there. They are what I want to achieve, to be. You know, whether it's someone good or bad. You know, it sets a level of ideation and idolization upon uh, that person that I want to be just like them. We go into the pre-chorus number one. I am the cult of personality, like Mussolini, of course, referring to Benito Mussolini, um, the fascist leader of Italy during World War II, and Kennedy, referring to U.S. President John F. Kennedy. I'm the cult of personality, he goes on 3 times. We go into chorus 1, neon lights, Nobel Prize. Whether it's, just fame, fame for being famous, or that being famous because you have done something good. And then it goes, when a mirror speaks, the reflection lies. So if you have that mindset that you're following a personality, if you idealize them, what you may see or think can be different than what is. You won't have to follow me. Only you can set me free. Now, I guess it's kind of double-sided, because it's like the person with fame or notoriety can help make the individual free. But sometimes you can also look at it as the individuals, because of their adoration, help set the famous person free. Now, we look at verse 2. I sell the things you need to be. I'm the smiling face of your TV. I'm the cult of personality. So, I offer you, I sometimes will say, you need to be this, you need to be that. Okay. You need to purchase my things to be more like me. And then, of course, got that big toothy grin. Okay. I exploit you, still you love me. I tell you 1 and 1 makes 3. I'm the cult of personality. So even though they are taking advantage of you, you have created put them on such a pedestal in your mind that even though what they're doing is not necessarily helping you but themselves, you still think, oh, they're so amazing. Even when they lie and tell you clear and utter falsities. We see this with a lot of politicians now. But then it goes to pre-chorus 2. Like Joseph Stalin, former leader of the USSR, and Gandhi, of course, the leader of India, who helped free it up from British control through peaceful means. And we go through the cult of personality 3 times. This brings us back to chorus 2. Neon lights, Nobel Prize. We're talking about whether they're famous for, you know, sports, movies, music, some kind of easy fame, or whether they're famous for doing something great. When a leader speaks, that leader dies. So clearly, the leader, it can be seen as several ways. We could be talking about a martyr, people who go through martyrdom, who are so idolized that even when they die, they become mythic. Or we could be looking at, people so famous and powerful through that fame that they have more support and power than the leader of the country. He won't have to follow me. Only you can set you free. So last chorus, it was only you can set me free. This time, only you can set you free. So it's really a message of don't just fall for what you're being told. Think, think. As I always try to tell people in my videos, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Then we get into the outro. You gave me fortune. You gave me fame. You gave me power in your God's name. I'm every person you need to be. So, you gave me fortune. They've got money. And usually they get it, through others. You gave me fame. They gained the fame and the fortune perhaps through music, through movies, television, sports. You gave me power in your God's name. So yeah, this is, you often think about how some people pray for sports teams to have a good time. So essentially, they're right under that God in who's important to you. I'm every person you need to be. So they're that idol. They're that I want to be like them. And it goes, I'm the cult of personality. And then 8 times it goes, I'm the cult of, I'm the cult of. So then we get the spoken outro. From JFK, we get, ask not what your country can do for you. And of course, the end of that line would have been, ask what you can do for your country. But we only get the first part. Ask not what your country can do for you. And then the second part, we get a line from Franklin D. Roosevelt. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. So, yeah. It's really an interesting piece to think about. But I'm going to go ahead and end the episode there. As always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, later.